Welcome to the Double R Show, the podcast that features everything about North Lincoln County. The Double R Show, directed and produced by Paul Robertson and hosted by the voice of Lincoln City, Roger Robertson.
Welcome to the Double R Show, Double R, along with son Paul, and today will be an interesting program. We're going to take a look at the sky, the stars, and chart them all together.
Yeah, and the city, right?
And the city as well.
Yeah, so looking at the charting the skies, we got Stefan Kahali from the Kahali Observatory on. We got Dawn Nilsson from Fibonacci, I think was her company name.
Right.
She's a dark skies expert. And then David Robinson, so our city attorney, is going to be talking about the new charter review committee that he's organizing over the next 12 to 14 months.
That coming up, that and more right after this. If you're looking for great early garden fresh produce, it's Kenny's IGA in the Bay Area of Lincoln City. 4 generations of Morgans caring for your every grocery need. All of your favorite beverages, a full deli, meat, produce, and of course, groceries.
Home-style cooking in a hometown atmosphere. Hi, I'm Adina from Zeller's Restaurant in Rose Lodge in Lincoln City. Join us daily for good fun and great food. You can even kick up your heels at Zeller's.
David Robinson joins us, and David is the city attorney for the city of Lincoln City, and now you're carrying a different hat for a short period of time as well as city manager pro tem.
Chief of Police David Broderick is the city manager pro tem. I am the city manager pro tem when the chief is unavailable.
Okay.
And we will continue those roles until the city council can interview and select either a full-time or replacement city manager pro tem.
Okay. That's one side of the issue. The real reason we asked David to come in and visit with us a bit is city charter review. We're going to be doing a major review.
Yes, sir.
Why?
A city's charter is its constitution.
Mm-hmm.
It is the organizational document that lays out the policy and the broad rules that will govern the city. So the function of the City Charter Review Committee is to review our existing city charter and determine if it will adequately serve Lincoln City community in the future. And if necessary, the committee will recommend draft amendments to the city charter. The proposed charter amendments will ultimately be reviewed by the City Council for placement on a future ballot for the voters in Lincoln City to either approve or reject.
Is there a number of items already that you're looking at, David, that need to be reviewed, brought into the 21st century?
Well, stepping back from that, I have a chart in front of me prepared by the League of Oregon Cities about charter review statewide. So as a background, there are 241 cities in the state of Oregon. And Lincoln City's charter was last reviewed January 1, 1989. So to put that in perspective, 5% of Oregon cities have reviewed their charter since 2020. 27% of cities have reviewed their charter since 2010. And then going back to where Lincoln City is, the remainder, 55% or more, haven't reviewed their charters since the 90s, or in Lincoln City's case, 1989.
That's a long time to look back.
It's a long time to look back, but these are important amendments. Thinking that keeping in mind that this is the Constitution of the city, it's a large-scale policy document. And you asked me for an example of something that we would want to change. One of the things on my item list is that inside of our charter now, there's a rule that says council rules have to be amended by ordinance. Now, an ordinance is a legislative amendment to the municipal code where the council rules exist alongside of nuisance infractions, traffic infractions, the land development zoning code. In many cities, city council rules are a freestanding document that the council can pass by a simpler method called a resolution, and it's more fluid. So as council members change, they can discuss whether they want new rules, changing rules, and discuss it amongst themselves and pass it. I mean, these are the rules that govern the elected officials' body, and they should be easier to change than passing a full-on ordinance, uploading it to our permanent law.
So who serves on this committee, and how do you become a part of the committee?
We are recruiting and we're taking applications on the city's website. It's under boards and committees, and there's a box that you can click on for Charter Review Committee. We're looking for citizens from Wards 1, Wards 2, and Wards 3. Right now we have applicants from Wards 1 and 3, so we're especially interested in Wards 2. If you do not know what ward you live in, you can also find that information out on the city's website.
So what type of commitment can we expect for somebody that's going to be on this committee?
I anticipate that charter review should take anywhere from 12 to 14 months, and it will be on a set schedule. So I predict the schedule would be every other Monday, 2 meetings per month, and I would set the time limit as strict 60 or 90 minutes, whatever our committee members can do. And if Mondays don't work, we talk about Tuesdays. The committee is rounded out by 3 elected officials as well from each ward. So we have to work around their schedules as well, and they generally work in the evenings because they have jobs. So we are focused on evening hours or late afternoon, 3, 4 o'clock, something that everyone can agree to. But it's going to be a regularly scheduled meeting over the course of 12 to 14 months, and the agenda we will set will be to address 1, 2, or 3 sections of the charter. I'll start out with a brief presentation of what these sections do. I will be the attorney liaison to discuss what the charter does. We'll have a chair elected, minute taker. These will be public meetings, noticed and open to the public for anyone to come and watch.
Will they be able to participate?
I do not anticipate taking public comment. This is committee work. So they can listen to the work of the committee. And in that respect, when we look at our applicants, we are really hoping to get higher level applicants, folks who may have experience with law or land use or even other charter review committees, or who have served on other committees. I don't consider charter review to be an entry-level position. However, we can work with whoever is willing to learn and tackle these, because we do have some fairly interesting and complex.
There's going to be some complex questions that got to be responded to.
Well, the transient lodging tax is in our charter review.
Okay.
So there will be, I anticipate, probably a full 2 to 3 week breakout for those sections that deal with transient lodging, even if we're not making any changes, just to discuss how we got here, the long process of how we got here, why it says what it does say. And again, we'd put this off for a couple of months, anticipating that the state legislature would make some changes and how transient lodging tax dollars could be used. And our charter review committee was going to be responsive to that. That did not happen in this past legislative session. So we're going to look at what we have in front of us and
go from there.
One of the other topics that we dealt with in Toledo, so I'm a resident of Toledo, and I was a citizen member of Toledo's charter review committee a year and a half ago. Toledo took up the topic of whether we should offer a stipend to pay our elected officials for their service. The background to that is that it has become increasingly difficult in a busy society to recruit people to serve on elected bodies. And so the idea that we could stipend someone, not very much money, a couple of $100 a month, that's what we ended up with in Toledo, just to say your time is valuable. Because our elected officials will very often, every meeting, get a packet that's over 100 pages, and sometimes of quite technical information that they have to read, absorb, think about, and be prepared to have a 3-hour business meeting, a city council meeting, to discuss these topics.
We are running out of time. We have one final question. You talked about the city council and the amount of work that they have to do, but you've got an opening on the city council.
Correct. We had a resignation from Ward 1 last night. Our council discussed that, and so we are taking applications for an appointment. We aren't going to hold a special election. Those tend to be cost prohibitive. It's Councilor Mitch Parsons' seat, and his seat expires in December of 2026. So we are seeking community applicants for the appointment to that position in Ward 1 to serve out the remainder of his term.
City Attorney David Robinson, thanks for being here. We'll have you back again because this is an ongoing topic, especially with the review of the charter. It's critically important.
If you get questions, I will be happy to come back to answer more technical questions about charter review. In the meantime, everything is on our website, including the resolution and an exhibit where I wrote up 2 pages worth of what is charter review, how does it work, and how is it going to work for you.
Zantello Law Group has moved. I'm Josh Zantello, and our law firm is now located across from the Lincoln City Community Center on Northeast 21st. Our law firm of knowledgeable professionals stand ready to assist you in life's matters.
Northwest Septic Service is your one-stop shop for all your septic needs.
Northwest Septic Service offers pumping, maintenance, repair, and inspections with one call, 541-994-6977.
Buying or selling a home? Northwest Septic Service can inspect your sewer line or an entire septic system.
Old or failing septic system? Northwest Septic Service can rejuvenate most drain fields, saving you thousands of dollars. 541-994-6977.
Serving Lincoln, Tillamook, and Yamhill counties, Northwest Septic Service.
The wild-eyed Southern boys are back. 38 Special. Rocking into the night. Saturday, September 6th, Chinook Winds Casino Resort. Get tickets now at ChinookWinds.com, Chinook Winds box office, or by phone at 1-888-MAIN-ACT. Don't miss 38 Special, live. Chinook Winds, where concerts are better at the beach.
Dark skies is something that is new to Lincoln City. It is maybe new, but it is an old way of looking at the heavens above us. And with us right now, Don Nielsen. And Don, you are into dark skies throughout the state of Oregon.
Yeah, and actually I'm pretty heavily involved throughout the western states.
And tell me, dark skies is really, for a novice, what?
So a dark sky is really an aim to restore a natural night sky. And maybe not, we're not talking about going back to a lifestyle where there's no outdoor lighting at night, no artificial lighting at night, but to not keep increasing the amount of light that we're emitting up into the sky, to get a handle on it. And so the whole dark sky movement, it was started over 35 years ago by a group of astronomers who realized, hey, this is something we're losing. We're losing the night. We're losing the night. And this advocacy came really to protect stars for observing. And then folks like myself, who've been long an amateur astronomer, but folks like ecologists and nurses and doctors got engaged in it, recognizing the harm to natural ecosystems and to human health and safety. And so it's just become a pretty broad movement now across the globe.
Dark skies is taking on a forefront activity here in Lincoln City. Are you, I assume, involved with Lincoln City as well, correct?
Right, and I'm helping them in doing what we're calling a feasibility assessment, and it's really the first stage. So the City Council decided to kind of look forward into this notion of getting, applying for certification from the international organization Dark Sky International, who does these certifications. They're kind of like getting a LEED certification or organic food certification, but they're certifications that you've met all these criteria. And then you get international recognition, and it attracts a lot of tourism as well as protecting your local heritage. I've helped the Oregon Outback, in Lake County, which has the world's largest international dark sky sanctuary. It's one of the largest. It's 2.5 million acres, and
really?
So it's largest by far. Yeah, and I've helped on Prineville Reservoir State Parks certification, and the city of Antelope there in Central Oregon certification, and helping Cave Junction. So this is going on throughout the state, but nothing on the coast.
And nothing on the coast yet.
Right. Yet.
Well, you're underway with that now, though, are you not?
Yes, the city was interested in the idea of it, and we spoke through that Travel Oregon consultation program, and the city realized they do have lots of advantages to move forward something like this. But we said, let's do a feasibility to just really see, is this something that the community wants? It's not. Sure. It can't be something that a handful of people want. It has to be something that the community wants. And if the community is on board and interested in this type of certification, then we'll move forward into that next phase.
So it is moving forward. What kind of activities are you looking at doing with dark skies in Lincoln City?
So one of the things we're doing is try to get an idea, just even a cursory idea of what the outdoor lighting situation is like now in the city. So that means the city-owned lights and lights on all the commercial buildings and within residential neighborhoods to see what they are in comparison with what Dark Sky International calls the 5 principles of responsible outdoor lighting.
Okay.
So just to get that handle first, and then to create community engagement. So we've had 3 stakeholder meetings already and a public open house to talk about some of those things that we've discovered.
What do you look at the main thing to do here in Lincoln City as far as dark skies? Is there the beach? Is it highways? Or is it all of the above?
It's all of the above. It's a few short words, but it's the biggest thing for a community to be a dark sky community. The only criteria that all the other dark sky places need to have is to really be dark. You have to be pretty, have very minimal light pollution, like artificial light into the sky. But to be a dark sky community, you don't need to really be dark. You just need to be committed to responsible lighting practices and to education and outreach. And so that's the first step, is to start to kick off that outreach. And the biggest thing, though, for a community is to adopt a lighting policy. And for a community, that means getting something into an ordinance, an outdoor lighting ordinance that matches those 5 responsible lighting principles.
And you anticipate something like that happening in a year, 2 years, 10 years? What are we looking at? Is there a time frame?
It depends on the community. We're looking to wrap up this first phase, within the summer, so that, there's a decision at that point, is this something that looks viable? Because if the community's not interested in kind of lighting policy and cooperating with this kind of policy within the next 5 or 10 years, where you would have to, modify some lighting to be consistent with that policy, then it's just not going to happen, at least for the near term.
So, Don, if I wanted more information or to become involved in the Dark Sky program, who do I call? Where do I call? Is there a website? Where do we get the information?
Explore Lincoln City has if you delve into their site, you'll see that they have some information on dark sky tourism. There already was an event that was held April 24th in the city, a nighttime event with live music and lit lanterns. And so they have a site. The contact person would be Kim Cooper Finley, who is the director for Explore Lincoln City. And I would say Kim's your first point of contact, also Stephanie Hull at Explore Lincoln City. And they're putting together this whole community engagement program.
Wouldn't it be great to have all your insurance needs handled by one agency? This is Charlotte Lado with Farmers Insurance and the Insurance Store. Visit our office next to the Wildflower Grill in Lincoln City. Let us be your one stop for your personal, commercial, health, and Medicare insurance needs.
We at La Roca are proud of our food, but don't take our word for it. Read the reviews. One person wrote, "The service was friendly and efficient." Another writes, "La Roca has become one of our favorites because it's authentic Mexican food."
Dark Skies, Live Skies. Stefan is with us to talk again about the opportunity to dream about the stars and enjoy the stars.
Absolutely.
August is a good month for stargazing.
Yes, it is. There's a lot of different things that are up. Let's talk about planets. Just about all the planets are up. Mercury and Venus, for instance, are going to be there, but they're very close to the sun, so it means you have to watch for them just after dark, just after the sun sets, and also in the very early morning, just before the sun rises. You'll be able to pick those up. Other than that, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn are going to be up, and those will be visible.
And whereabouts in the sky should I be looking?
Mars, I think, is going to be pretty much south to south. Well, I'm going to have to guess here. I think southeast.
Okay.
But I'm not sure. You'll be able to tell because it's going to be ruby red.
To the naked eye? Or
to the naked eye.
To the naked eye.
These are naked eyes. Jupiter will be sort of whitish and very bright and unmistakable. Saturn is going to be smaller, but it'll be yellow. And that's sort of unmistakable as well. It's going to be brighter than any of the other stars around. And they're all going to be found on what we call the ecliptic, which is a line, the same line that the sun follows across the horizon. Mm-hmm. So it's an arc from the east over to the west. And all the planets are going to be on that line. So that's where you'll be able to find them.
This is a reflection of sunlight, correct? Or is it?
This is the reflection. Yeah, the sunlight is reflecting off of each of these different planets, which is an interesting thing. You know how bright the moon is? Would you believe that the surface of the moon is about the same as the blacktop out here on your street?
Uh-huh.
There's that bright, the sun is that bright that it's reflecting and shining, the moon is shining that bright, but it's actually pretty dark material.
Do we need super dark skies to be able to enjoy this?
No. I think you might want to get out of the city to see it a little bit better, but and especially out of the city, you'll be able to pick up a lot of the other stars and a lot of the other background that's there. That'll make it really pretty.
Are there other stars that are going to be out that we're going to be able to see, or will there be whatever?
Well, I think the best thing is, especially for August, is most people on the smartphones have an application. For looking at the stars. So take a look at that, and Google and find out. One of the things that should be out then is Messier 13, which is the great Hercules cluster. It's a cluster of a couple 100,000 stars, all in this little ball. And through a binoculars especially, it's almost going to look like a diamond because it's going to be sparkly. So it's very, very pretty.
You get excited about this, don't you?
I sure do. It's something I love.
Obviously. Okay, so I want to get into this love of astronomy that you exude. What do I need to do?
Oh, my. I think the very first thing is just get out into dark skies. That is probably the best. For around here, Ickwich State Park is a good one, or it's a park. I don't know if it's state park. The other one is Cape Foulweather. Mm-hmm. Go out to the point there, because you have a couple of things. You've got very beautiful dark skies, but off to the distance you have Newport, which is sort of bright, gives a light dome, but it's very beautiful to look at. Go out there when you have a setting moon and watch the moon set over the ocean. That's beautiful.
Very good.
Now, if you really want to get jaw-dropping excited, head to the high desert. Clarno unit of the John Day fossil beds, Malheur Field Station, any of those kind of places. Some of those are Bortle 1 to Bortle 2, which is the darkest skies.
Which means what?
The Bortle is a rating from 1 to 9 of how dark the skies are. 1 are pristine, the best you can get. And 9 is like downtown New York.
Do we get to enjoy that here on the Oregon coast?
Here on the Oregon coast, I think the best we do is about a 3. Okay. It's about a Bortle 3. If you go to Ickwich Park, that's probably a low Bortle 3. Bortle 3, Bortle 2, something like that. So that's going to be pretty dark. But if you go, like I say, like John Day or Malheur, you can walk in the fields without a light, just by starlight.
Very starlight, starbright.
It is absolutely amazing. It's jaw-dropping amazing. The Milky Way from around here looks like just a narrow band across the sky. From over there, it's probably about 50 to 60 degrees wide. It's just huge. I've got a little story to tell about that. I set up my telescopes and everything, doing astrophotography out at the Malheur Field Station. And what I do is you set in a queue into the computers for the things to do for the next half an hour for the images to take. So as it's doing that, I like to sit or lay, down on the ground next to the scope and just watch the skies. And I was watching the Milky Way, and inside the Milky Way there are these dark bands. They're different nebulas and things, clouds that are hiding stars behind it. But there's these dark bands that go through the Milky Way. And I noticed that there was another band that wasn't there before. I mean, I didn't recognize it. And as time went on, you're looking at other things, you look back, and I noticed that band moved. It was an Earth cloud. Everything is so dark there that your clouds don't reflect any of the light that you normally see when you see clouds. The only way you can tell there are clouds is by what's missing behind them. So suddenly there's stars missing that are supposed to be there. It's a cloud.
The skies are alive.
It's jaw-dropping, absolutely wonderful.
Savant, thanks for being here again.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. It's good stuff. The skies are alive. Look north, look south, look up, and
Absolutely,
enjoy.
Yep. In my trailer on my messages, I have Carpe Nocturnum.
You'll find a book for every occasion at Bob's Beach Books. Something to read as you relax by an open fire? We have it. Studying a particular topic? We have that too. Traveling to a far-off land? Discover it first by reading. Bob's Beach Books in the Ocean Lake area of Lincoln City? Come discover.
So we've set a new charter for a number of different activities and events taking place in and around the Lincoln City area, including the city of Lincoln City. And that, again, like to enforce the idea that they are looking for additional people to serve on that committee.
Yeah, and so since 1989, we haven't had a review of our charter, and so this process will be led again with David Robinson at guiding that as the city attorney, and they need some bodies in there to not just be a warm body, but to really dig into that charter and help us renew it for the next 25 years.
And speaking of the city, on Wednesday, August 6th at 5:30 is the library board meeting. August 11th, we've got City Council. August 13th, the Public Arts Committee. Parks and Recreation Board meets on August 20th, and the City Council again on August 25. Other activities coming up to draw attention to. We get the Senior Fair. Takes place October 7th at Chinook Winds Casino Resort on Tuesday, October 7th. And then we're going to be stuffing a bus again, Paul.
Yeah.
September 5, we'll have an opportunity to get Sharon on board with us and talk more about that. Donations can be made at the Lincoln City Outlets. We are accepting bags of back-to-school supplies already, but the big Stuff a Bus activity will take place September 5. Celebration of Honor, one of my all-time favorite events in Lincoln City, September 10, 11, and 12. And Surf City, which is a major fundraiser for Angels Anonymous, put on by Chinook Winds. That's August 23rd and 24th. And from your side of the table, we have...
Yeah, so Josh Havlin's going to be down there at the 15th Street Tide Pools again here on August 9th, so coming up here on a Saturday. And then Duncan Berry is going to take the helm of our Explorience here on the next one. Christina, who we had on just a week ago, Tea with Teeny, she's going to be taking a hiatus for a day, and Duncan's going to be taking that helm on August 14th. That's a Thursday at the Night Park. So 10:30 start. Join him for that event, Explorance of the Biosphere.
And last but not least, we'd like to remind everybody of the Veterans Free Homemade Soup and Sandwich Luncheon, sponsored by the Lincoln City Elks Lodge at 1350 Southeast Orr Avenue. Twice a month, the second and fourth Wednesdays, noon to 2. It is free. It is a soup and sandwich luncheon. Anything else your side of the table?
I think we're clear from here.
That'll do it to the doings. And for Paul and Jenna, I'm Double R, reminding you to always like, share, so people around the world and across the street will have an opportunity to enjoy the Double R show as well, which I did in Europe.
I like to hear that. Europe. That's good to hear.
I love it, and it was fun. We'll be back again next week with another new program on the Double R Show. Have a happy day.
You've been listening to The Double R Show. Join Roger and Paul Robertson as they explore everything about North Lincoln County. The Double R Show, produced by Always Productions and hosted by Roger Robertson. Have a story? Email contact@alwaysproductions.com or call 458-201-3039. For The Double R Show, I'm Jana Grawn.